What is going on, everyone? Welcome to part 2 of my 60 items per minute challenge in Alchemy Factory. Today we are going to be tackling level 3, and as you can tell, I have fixed my audio issues that I had in part 1. I am sorry about that. We are going to now be heard clearly, and I should have some background music going as well instead of using the game music. Hopefully that'll be a little upgrade of a viewing experience for you guys. So I had a couple days to think about how I'm going to go about level 3, and to be honest, I don't have a clue. We're kind of just going to figure it out as we go. Now, I'm probably not going to have at least, definitely my mortar farm here that's going to produce at 60 per minute. We're obviously not going to be able to feed all 14 of these with limestone at this point. So what that means is obviously we are just going to have a few of these running, and just to produce our mortars when we have our shop, to get our shop starting to automate our shelves, getting stocked up, because then once we hit level 4, we're immediately going to utilize what we built in level 3 to immediately go for the purchasing portal and the bank, so that we can, and then go obviously get the cash register, the automatic cash register from the market over there, so we can automate making money. That will be nice, and obviously on top of that, we are going to complete our quests, which quests are going to give us a lot more money than, like I said, selling our items right now. So we are going to continue to stay closed. So I think the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to complete this main quest here, and we are going to now have those. We're going to have 2 more points to put here. So I'm curious, we got some money. I'm curious what one's gonna do for now. So we're gonna put 1 point in. 52 a minute. Ooh, okay, interesting. What is this at? 35. So now what happens if I put this 4th point in? 60 a minute. Okay, so the saw. So basically, you're telling me we could just be like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that is now the same thing we had before. I don't mind having this setup, and I don't mind having to make it more compact. But it would be cool if we could maybe take a couple of these off. Instead of 14, we have 10. That'd be kind of nice. So yeah, now I'm going to see how I want to approach this. We have 4 new goods that are going to get introduced, right? We're going to have nails, we're going to have potions, we're going to have linen, and we're going to have bandages. And if we're going to be building each setup to be 60 per minute, that means we're going to have to definitely utilize probably compact builds immediately for these. And I want to probably turn these into compact builds to save space, which I might do right now. Yeah, I'll probably do it right now. Okay, so as you can see, I was able to condense some of these builds down just a little bit to still accommodate for 60 per minute, because now that we have 4 points in our production efficiency skill tree here, obviously 1 sawmill produces 60 planks per minute, so we'll be able to get our planks there. We have now, since this is 60 per minute and these are 20 each, that'll produce 60 gears per minute. We only need 1 setup as opposed to 2, And then same thing for the small gears. We only need 1 setup instead of 2. This is kind of what I have here because the small gears produce at 30 per minute now. So now we got the small gears at 60 per minute. So right now the stone crushers, when it comes to a line of belts, you still need 2 to produce 60 per minute, but that's fine. Right now these are producing 40 per minute and these taking 30 per minute. So that's why I kind of still have them as 1-to-1, but I was able to take it down from 14 to 10 because these produce at 6 per minute, and if we want 60 per minute, we only need 10 as opposed to 14. So as we upgrade and get more points into our factory efficiency, we should be able to continue to eliminate machines to the point where a stone crusher should eventually get to 60 per minute, which will then definitely help us out in these level 1 and 2 builds here. So now what I'm going to do is start researching. Okay, so let's put down a crafting bench. Okay, we need our nails for that. Okay, so yeah, we are going to focus on our nails real quick. We're gonna see what kind of math we're gonna need to make these at 60 per minute. I'm kind of scared with this one, not gonna lie. Especially with the iron smelter, and like this is gonna be an interesting one. So now let's to the right, and we'll add a log. We'll add that ore they gave us, and we will see. Okay, not bad. So iron ingots we can produce at 60 per minute by having 3 of these setups. That's not bad. That obviously it would have been way more if we didn't upgrade our factory efficiency tree, but this is actually probably doable. I like that. Only 3. Okay, so okay, so this setup will produce iron ingots at 60 per minute. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'm thinking. Oh, we're going to be producing our nails at 60 per minute. That's not bad. Clearly, I don't need probably 3 of these at all. But, you know, if I'm taking 10, I'm taking 10. That leaves 40 left. 40 per minute is going to be going into the storage box, right? 40 per minute. Now, if I have 2 running, and I'm producing 40 of these per minute, I'll collect 20 per minute. 20 will go in here and still produce. So yeah, I actually don't need a 3rd one. So that, there we go. We can go like this, and this will still produce my nails at 60 per minute, which is perfectly fine. We actually really, you know, obviously the challenge is 60 per minute. Clearly 60 per minute is just way too much. We really don't need it for this setup, so I'm just going to leave it like that. The nails are going to be produced at 30 per minute. That's fine. These are going to be produced at 40 per minute, which is fine. We'll be collecting at 20 per minute. I mean, for right now, I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just leave it like that. I'm not worried about it. So, okay, we got our nails. There's our nails. Nails are done. Nails are done. Now, what would be next? I'll probably do our linen next, because we're gonna make this right next to here. Move this over. Like that. just have it right there. It's fine. You can still walk over here. And then right here is where we're gonna do our. Right here is where we're gonna do our linen. So let's see. We need to, if we're gonna create. I'm curious. I don't know what we're going to need. Right, that's how you make linen. So just kind of like that. Put a little bit of flax in. Set this to this. Okay, so that's producing at 40 per minute. I'm just curious what this is. 240. It can take in 240 per minute. Clearly that obviously would be good if we were leveling up the belt speed, but we are not doing that at the moment. So 24 linen, if we want to create at the moment 60 linen per minute, we are going to need 3 Hold the phone. Where are we here? What is going on? 20 per minute. These taking 10 per minute. Oh, this is getting spicy. This is getting spicy. So obviously we would need 4 lines of 60 per minute linen thread feeding into this, which is not even possible. I don't think. So does that mean my challenge is officially broken? I can't go further with this, at least? Because how the f. Okay, we need to test something out. I don't think this is actually going to be producing at the rate we want it anymore. Yeah, no, we're not. We completely forgot about the input. So we are now actually having to change this. We got to change our rope setup. Because if we want to take in 120 per minute, we're going to need to actually put 120 per to make the 40. This is going to be an actual challenge. Okay, so I ended up getting a little further from this point, and ran into a lot of math issues that I was, I guess, neglecting, which is fine because I learned a little bit more about how I will be able to actually produce things at 60 per minute as things progress. I figured instead of showing you all the mistakes that I went into, I'm just going to show you. So basically I redid my rope setup, and I started to realize something. So I was like, okay, this should be able to produce 60 per minute, right? We got 20, 20, and 20. Okay, so now check this out. We need obviously 120 flax fiber per minute to make 40 a minute. Now the problem that I ran into is that the belts only run at 60 per minute if I have that maxed out, right? So I will only be able to feed this with 60 per minute, which means this number here is going to get cut in half. So I'll only be able to produce 20 linen thread per minute, right? So if I'm only able to produce 20 linen thread per minute, that means I'll only be able to send 20 per minute into this, and I'll only be able to create 10 linen rope per minute, right? So then this setup technically only makes 30 per minute. So I could, there's a few ways I actually could go about this. I could copy this like this, and then run all this into one line, which would be which would be 60 per minute rope. Now, as you can see, that's like That's getting crazy. So what's happening with this challenge is that some things will I'll always just have more than enough. You know, if I'm producing 40 per minute, which is perfectly fine because I'm only taking these in at 10 per minute and I'm making 30 per minute. So obviously I can make my nails at 60 per minute and I don't need too much crazy things going over here. But then some things will be like above 60, so then I won't be able to make as much in one machine. So I'm actually going to need more machines to make 60 per minute. So you see how before my small little 60 per minute rope turned into this basically, you know, that's getting kind of crazy. So what I could do here to make this a little bit smaller is I could end up making sure that I am feeding 40 per minute into this to then make 20. Then I will only need 3 processors, right? So I'm gonna rearrange that real quick. All right, and that is my fixed rope. That's kind of what I'm just gonna run with right now. Yeah, this is it. The math is all here. You know, 120 flax fiber per minute. Obviously, we'll only be able to send in 60. So that's creating 20. That's creating 20. So we're sending 40 from tube into that to create 20 a minute, 20 minute, 20 minute. And yeah, we got officially our rope back to 60 a minute. So what I was doing before that, you know, I ended up recording actually, and my mic was not getting recorded, was that I was realizing that I'm definitely going to need this plot of land. And to do that, we're going to need money. So I started selling little things to help me get a couple iron ores to make nails, because this quest right here that... Oh no, the urgent quest is gone! No! I had an urgent quest that was nails, and I was so close. I needed 270, and I have 249, bro. I almost had it. It was going to give me 5 silver, which was going to allow me to buy that plot of land so I can really start working on making my linen. So, we're going to need to rethink this. We're going to need to go for this, which I'm pretty sure I have plenty of iron ingots. Yes, I do. And what we're going to do is we're going to create linen real quick. Okay, I just got a little linen maker. We're just going to throw some flax in here. And we'll throw a little more. Throw these small stacks. And so we can make some of this. That way, we can now do the new random quest that we weren't able to do the urgent. We just need 20 linen. We'll get that 5k silver. That way we can grab this guy for 6k copper. I'm only putting in 40, dude. We are making this really slow, which is fun. We just need to get this quest so we can make more room. That way we can do that. All right, so in the meantime, I'm going to start building what this is going to be. So I did the math for this to make it 60 per minute. Obviously, it's going to get crazy because I need to feed 240 per minute into assemblers, which I'm obviously not going to be able to do. So we're going to need a few assemblers. So basically what this setup is going to be, one processor obviously only takes 1 line of 60 per minute flax fiber to produce 20 a minute linen thread. So that means we need 3 of those setups to produce 60 a minute linen threads. And then for one assembler, you know, obviously we'll only be able to take up to 2 lines of 60 per minute. Right now, we're only doing 20 per minute into each line. This means this assembler is only taking 40 per minute. If you do the math, we are not making 24 per minute at all in the setup. But yeah, in the setup, we're going to need to have 5 assemblers, because each assembler will be making 12 linen per minute if we're feeding 2 lines of 60 per minute linen thread into it. So let's get to building. Okay, just to show you guys how much it's gonna take to get this done at level 3 to make 60 per minute linen. Right now, this setup makes, let me set this. Right now, this setup makes 12 per minute because we're only able to feed 2 60 per minute lines of linen thread into it, which means we only can give it 120 per minute linen thread, which then means we only can produce 12 per minute linen because it cuts it in half. So what that means is if we only can produce 12 per minute right here with this setup, we are going to need 5 of these feeding into one line. So as you can see, that is exactly why we really want this piece of land. Let's see. We need to be producing a lot more linen, so get some flax. Let's just pick all this up. Hopefully we'll produce enough off of this because we only need 20. We need 15 more. All right, we now have our 20 linen. Let's turn in this quest and get some money. Beautiful. All right. So now we're going to come over here. We are going to go get this piece of land. Beautiful. Go like this. This. For now. We'll put that there. We don't need this anymore. So delete that. Now this, I'm going to copy and paste all these. I think we're just going to copy and paste this 3 times. I'm not going to build up yet. We're going to wait until we get floors. Okay, so this is officially 60 per minute linen. This is it. This is the math. This is what it looks like. This is what it takes with these upgrades even. But yeah, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. I moved my rope over here to make room because, as you can see, if I moved it there, it yeah, this works perfect. This fits this whole wall here. But yeah, there's my linen. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. So clearly we're gonna have level 3 in 2 parts. This video for level 3 obviously covered, we did nails and we did linen. In the next video we are going to do healing potions, we're going to do bandages, we are going to research the rest of this stuff, we're going to get our money up again, and well, yeah, before we even forget, obviously one of my goals was to get the workbench, which we clearly forgot to do. We got too lost in the sauce with this challenge. So I'm gonna just throw it right here and we'll be able to see we can actually get level. We can actually level that up. Start getting that to level 3. That way we can really start building this factory, because we're going to obviously make all these builds really compact. We're obviously going to be able to get more upgrades into the factory efficiency, which I'm not gonna lie, I might try to just keep it at this point, because we are clearly at 100% heat consuming speed, more than base, and 100% device production speed. So I'm probably going to start putting points into other things to make sure that these builds don't get messed up in any way. But yeah, I hope to see you in part 3, which is going to be the rest of level 3 in this game. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.